Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I haven't had a lot uploaded lately because we're kind of in a stage with some of the projects where just a lot of work has to be done before any real progress can be filmed. But I got a little bit of an update for you on X231. We've been out here working on that front steering bolster, and this is the one that was broken out on the side right here. And about 9 months ago now I put up a video asking for advice as to how to correct that broken out portion that held this in plug in for the power steering rack. We think we've found a place we're going to take it, see if they can maybe add some more metal out here, renew that surface, then we'll see about machining and getting a fresh snap ring groove. But anyway, we've been stripping it down, the power steering unit's out. We got the power piston out, which is kind of an interesting design because it's got like a brass segment on each end where the O-ring seals are, and I'm not sure the production versions are like that. I'm going to have to get one out to compare, but that was kind of interesting. We've got the sleeves for the power piston pressed out of those bores, and we've got the pedestal mount taken out of the bottom too. And I think what happened to break this this in plug out the end of this power piston bore was it's kind of looking like they had this assembled out of time at one point, because you need to get your toothed power piston, which is the rack, pretty well centered with your quadrant gear so that travel stays all consistent. And we're thinking from what we've seen is it was assembled out of time, so the piston was too far to one side, and when they made a turn it forced the piston all the way out against this in plug and pushed it right out the side of that housing, cracking it around the snap ring bore. So I'm pretty sure that's how that got broken. But we still need to get a few of the broken off radiator core bolts out. Only 4 or 5 of these actually weren't broken, you figure?
Yeah.
And these things have been really stuck. We're doing pretty good on it, but what we've been doing is we'll go and cut the broken off ones flush, file them down so we can get a good outline of the bolt, and then if you want to show what you've been doing with it, start with a center punch to get a good center hole established to start a pilot drill. And once you get a good center punch started, we'll start like with an 1/8 inch drill bit and just start drilling down through that broken off part of that bolt. So once that good 1/8 inch pilot hole is started, we'll bump up to a letter F bit, which is pretty close to a 1/4, and continue drilling that out.
Making sure we're centered in the hole.
Yeah, it definitely pays to take your time. Yeah, there you're at the bottom of it. I saw a lot of rust come out.
Yep.
Now you just take that little punch and just try and curl in on some of those old threads and start peeling them out, right?
Well, basically I get all the crud out, assess the hole. A lot of rust in the bottom.
Yeah, these broken off bolts were probably some of the rustiest I've ever seen. I mean, we've tried welding nuts to them and then turning them out, hoping that welding heat will loosen some of those rust bonds. And we try 4 or 5 of them,
yeah,
a couple of them 2 and 3 times until we couldn't get at them anymore, and they just kept twisting off. I've never seen bolts that were.
Then we just tap.
Yeah, so now that he's carefully drilled most of that bolt out, he's running a tap down through, and it's been doing a pretty good job of hooking the old threads that were still in there, hasn't it?
Right.
And just keep cleaning all the old pieces of threads and all the debris out of the hole.
Try to keep as clean as possible.
Peeling them out with a magnet stuck to that old punch. It magnetizes the punch and then pulls all the ferrous debris out of there. And that's been giving us some pretty good results. We've actually saved most of these holes that had broken off bolts in. We still have one right here, and that's one we had tried welding on. You can see kind of some heat markings there, and we're thinking that cooled very fast because we did not have any of the cast iron heated up either. So after we welded it, cooled too fast, and that's so hard we can barely get a drill bit to touch it. So we're probably going to have to try grinding a little bit of that top part out. But we've got most of these saved. A couple of these we went off to the side, or they were just too badly rusted, and I think we're probably going to end up doing like a helicoil or thread insert. And yes, that is a broken off tap in that hole. That's a headache that we're going to come back to, but we can get it out. Just is going to take some time and some effort, and we're probably going to end up having to do some significant cleaning to this gasket surface where the radiator mounts because of the excessive pitting. You can see how we got just the shiny spots or the high spots. Everything else is pitted and rusted down in a lot further. So there's a lot of low spots in here. They're going to have to come out one way or another. But we've been slowly working on this. We just about have it completely gutted now. Get the last of these broken off bolts and that tap out. And this is going to be ready to take down, hopefully see if we can get it repaired. Like I said before, it's another one-of-a-kind 10X casting and has its own little unique details as opposed to a production one, so we'd really, really like to save it. So anyway, that's what's been keeping us busy out here on the Moline. Any parting shots, anything you want to say?
Hi, Louie. Been reading your comments. Kind of interesting. Glad you're following the process here.
Yeah. Hi, Louie. Good to see you commenting on all these videos. And we've got the production axle in the old Shepherd long bed lathe here. We've been starting the turning process, trying to get that bearing surface turned back a little bit. We're having some chattering problems, and I think it's because of the way we had to use the faceplate on the drive end to utilize live centers on each end. I don't think we're quite rigid enough here, so we have to do some better means of attaching it up here, and we're going to see if we can get this cutting better before we go any further. That was just a couple test passes, so that's been giving us problems and eating up a lot of time too. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much the rundown of what's been going on. As always, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave comments below. I always enjoy reading them. Hope to see you back again.